Okay, daily review of the charts. None of this is financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my personal trading journal. But these daily reviews is something that I'm going to make a part of my routine, where before I even start trading, I have to go through all the charts, make a video journal of what I'm seeing, what my plan is for the day, and what my thoughts are. And then I'll end the day with the same thing. So that is the start of this. Anyways, okay, let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been extremely dead. Kind of just trading in this range here. Even this range has even gotten tighter over here. Okay, but we've been in this for what looks like 14 days, and even after this stuff, we've been here for looks like 4 days. Still waiting for something to happen. Okay, personally, I would not be comfortable doing anything until we at least make it down here somewhere. If it comes down here, if we make it down to this area, then I would happily trade it up to the top of the range, probably taking out some of these highs. If we make our way up here, then I will trade it to the bottom of the range down here, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. So we'll definitely be setting alerts for this as my point of entry, okay? Furthermore though, what I really want to see is how we react when we get down here, okay? Because if we get down all the way here, right, but like let's just say we come down here, we kind of bounce, and then we just kind of nuke through that, then I would expect us to at least come back up again to right here, maybe even taking out these highs. But just going down on the smaller time frames, it does look extremely dead here. Bitcoin has not really been moving, which is fine, okay, because we don't need Bitcoin to be moving. I don't need Bitcoin to be moving in order to be trading. I can play in the alts that have a little bit more volatility. It does look like Bitcoin is doing some stuff here on the smaller time frames, kind of chopping around. 3 minutes, let's see, yeah, you had a little bit of a up thrust right here, it looks like, and now you're having a downtrend. So I think this alert will get sounded at some point, and we'll have some sort of opportunity to play a reversal. Let's check the CVDs for a quick bias on what that's looking like. Okay, so spot is selling, futures has been pretty flat, so very bearish, right? Makes sense why we haven't really been doing anything. Looks like demand has just been down extremely, right? So basis is going up, so it does look like spot is leading this move down. Does look like spot was leading this move down too. Looks like he had some big selling. It looks like futures is slightly buying here, right? So if there is some twop going on here, then we should hold this area, right? At least for a bounce to the upside. We'll have to see what happens though. I would be surprised if we nuked just straight through this. It would make sense to me if we at least came up here to clear some of these highs, right? If price made its way up here before we actually nuked our way down. But that's kind of my thoughts on Bitcoin. Let's check the funding rate real quick. Okay, open interest is up too. Okay, funding rate looks to be kind of flat. Interesting. Okay, so open interest has been increasing kind of throughout this period here, but sometime yesterday it looks like open interest has been falling, right? So the positions that accumulated here have fallen. Not sure exactly what that is. Open interest is still at a high relative to where we were at during this flush. Like, see, we had a big increase here, just kind of chopped around here, and now we're kind of floating up above here. So I do think there's a lot of shorts in here. I think there's more shorts than longs just because of the down only price action. It would just make sense that there would be a lot more shorts than longs. But how long this will last for, I'm uncertain. Ultimately, I'm looking for us to get some sort of reaction at the top of this structure here and see how we hold up, maybe to clear out some of the leverage before for a reversal, either right here or right here. This is kind of the ideal spot I'm looking for, but I'm sure, I think we will get some sort of bounce here to at least clear out some of the leverage. The question to me becomes, how high will we actually go, right? Because if we do get a bounce, I think it's likely we can come down and test some of the lower stuff. I'd be very surprised if we just kind of meandered here and just nuked through, but I don't know, we'll cross that bridge once we get there. So open interest is up. high. I do think it's more shorts. Not really getting much signal from the funding rate. Funding rate kind of seems it's like kind of going flat. Okay, let's check some of the other alts. Okay, let's do compound. Let's see what the CVDs are looking like. Okay, so compound. Futures is selling. Spot is flat. Doesn't look like there's much aggressive selling from spot though. The basis is pretty flat too, so I think it is just a sell-off. It looks like market is in equilibrium of some sort. Let's zoom out a little bit, because compound did have a very strong run. Okay, and we made it to the top of like this structure, you can see, and now we're just kind of getting rejected off of this right here, right? So we got rejected. Now the question becomes like, where will we go to find support? Just off the top of my head, let's see if we do that. Okay, so you do have the POC right here, so it makes sense to find support there. Okay, if not there, it would make sense to find support somewhere over here. And when we find support, I don't know if we'll necessarily take out these highs. I guess that will depend on how Bitcoin does, the broader altcoin market does, but it would make sense for at least a decent bounce, because it's been down only since this right here. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, since this UTAD, it's been down only. So I think it would be nice to definitely find support here for a meaningful retracement. The question becomes, will we actually sweep this low, right? And I don't know. I am not sure. But one thing I will do is I will add in a section for a point of entry. So I will add in a section for a point of entry, and then I will happily set an alert to once we get down here, which I do think we will make it there. So I guess for compound, I don't know if I'll be trading this. If we did make our way back up here for whatever reason, then I would look for a short of some sort. If we did come back up here to clear some of that. On this alert, I will begin to look for longs. We might not make it here today though. Very likely that we will make it there over the course of the week. So that's kind of my thoughts for compound. Let's check the funding really quick. Compound. Okay, funding rate. Funding rate is going up, it looks like. Open interest. Look at that. Oh, nice flush in OI right here. Open interest is kind of stagnant. Not really seeing too much signal. I think compound is a good one to accumulate once we get down here. I'm thinking, again, not financial advice, because I like how spot is kind of flat here, right? Not really selling off too much. It looks like it's just futures that's holding down the market. So I'd like to see like a big liquidation like that once we get down to our area of interest to potentially go long. Okay. All right, let's take a look at XRP. Right, XRP had a huge run because of the SEC, but it's been down only, right? It's been down only. So here, let's do this. Okay, let's get the tops of this. Looking for a bounce somewhere in here. That's the first area of interest. Okay, now you do have this pocket of volume here too, and it looks like price has made its way there. Yeah, so we did get a tap here. Very interesting. We got another tap here. Okay, so we're definitely getting a reaction off of here. The question is, are we going to hold here? Right? Are we going to hold? We're going to break through, right? Let me zoom out just a little bit to look at the larger structure at play. Okay, you have some resistance right here, it looks like. Yeah, kind of in this downtrend right now. Start right here, downtrend, downtrend. So it would be nice to see us hold this, right? If we break down through this, then I feel like we just keep going down until we find some lower support, or we like come down to the bottom of this structure. But let's check the CVDs really quick, see what that's looking like for XRP in this range. Okay, so spot has picked up substantially. That's really nice to see. Okay, spot is buying futures. It looks like it's kind of holding down the market, so I will look for a position in XRP. Okay, I think XRP does look good, although I'm gonna have to be careful about this low right here. Okay, because that could get easily taken out. But to me, it does look like XRP is at least accumulating, because there is a lot of spot interest in this area. So I'm going to set alert right here, create alert. And ideally, I think I'd want to get involved on the 50% mark of this. Yeah, so if we make it down to the 50% mark, look for a position there, especially if we do get a large liquidation of some sort. That would be nice. But yeah, in this range, spot was selling. Okay, futures is kind of flat. right? And then there's a sell-off here. I like how spot has been accumulating here ever since this point here. So it looks to me once futures starts bidding that we could have a decent move of some sort. Okay, let's check the open interest and funding. Open interest has been increasing substantially here. Okay, and it looks like funding has been decreasing, so it looks like there could be some shorts in here, so it could get a decent short squeeze of some sort. Yeah, I guess that's my plan for XRP. Is I'm gonna wait to come down for it to come down here, looking for this low to hold. Looks like on the smaller time frames we have pretty stereotypical bearish price action. We had like a UTAD here, lower high, lower high, lower high, and I've no reason to believe that this isn't going to turn around yet. Okay, want to see how we react in here, get some accumulation of some sort, enter in a position and look to play it at least to the upside of the range, at least to like right here. I think that's reasonable. So that would be what, a nice 3.6% move potentially, just because Bitcoin is not trending, it looks like, right? It doesn't look like Bitcoin is it looks like Bitcoin is chopping around. I'm not looking to play too big of swings, just looking for small moves potentially for today. All right, let's take a look at Solana. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Got this trend line, interesting. Okay, we got this trend line here. Don't need that. So it would make sense to come down somewhere in here, probably to retest the trend line. And it looks like that's what Solana wants to do, just because it's been kind of selling off here. But although it does look like we're holding up in this area, which is very interesting, because this is a really nice accumulation area. So what I want to see, and I'm going to check, is if spot is buying here, right? Because if spot is buying here, then definitely want to get involved at the lows, right, for a move to the upside, to potentially like clear these highs, right? At least make a meaningful retracement. I don't know if we'll actually run the high, but for a meaningful retracement, that could definitely be the case. Yeah, maybe something like come down, come up, you know, before resuming the downtrend, before making its way back to the larger time frame point of interest. So let's check the CVDs. Futures is heavily selling, but you look at that spot is buying, right? Spot is accumulating while futures is selling. So this is looking good for accumulation. Let's see, I'd like to get involved somewhere in here, and then ideally, of course, in the midpoint of that area. Solana does look like it's in a downtrend of some sort right now, shorter time frame. You can see the distribution structure here, right? And then this was your upthrust, right? Another redistribution. So are there any short-term plays here? Like, is there any place to go short here? I mean, you could try to play something off of this, but I don't know if it would be worth it, if the risk would be worth it. Like, thinking maybe if we come back up here, get involved on a reject, although it does kind of look like you had that right here. So I do like how spot is buying. You're getting a little bit of liquidations here. There could be a move to the upside. I'll set an alert here. Okay, if we get a retracement up here somewhere, then I'll look for position potentially to swing short, stop loss above this high. So if we accumulate here, look for a short just to take out the low. Okay, so that's my plan for Solana. Let's take a look at the open interest. Funding rate has increased a little bit. Open interest kind of going down. Yeah, open interest has been declining. Even though spot has been buying a little bit, I do like how it appears to be accumulating on larger time frames. I think getting positioned somewhere in here would be a decent play, at least to go to the upside, to the top of the range. That's kind of what I'm thinking. As for Bitcoin's kind of crabbing around. Might be a pretty slow day, but that's okay. Yeah, gonna wait for XRP to make it over here, or going to either wait for Solana to make it here. For comp, would be nice to get a position in here somewhere. So that's kind of my plan for today. That's my plan. I'll see you guys. So I want to do a quick update on how the trading day went. Just recap. Trading day went very well. We did come down to this first POI for Bitcoin. Obviously, we kind of nuked through that, and we came down to the second POI. and then we had a nice bounce from that. Okay, if I switch over to the CVDs, you can see how that looks. So it looks like it was ultimately spot that led the rally because the base is going up here. You know, during this consolidation, we had futures start bidding, and then it looks like simultaneously futures and spot both bought. What's nice to see is spot does continue to have a healthy bid, right? So it's not just futures that's bidding, it's spot that's bidding. It's nice to have that organic bid. Futures looks like it's actually holding down the market, but it looks like futures is starting to lead now, so I'm expecting us to kind of break this high and continue our way up. Very happy with the price action today. It was on the right side. I ended up trading XRP. I ended up taking 2 entries. My first entry was right here on this wick. Let me go down to a smaller time frame. So my first entry was right here on this wick with my stop loss right below. Obviously I got stopped out, but that saved me from this liquidation event, right? And then I got involved again at these lows and I traded it all the way up to here, right? When we had this move, I moved my stop loss to right here, which got taken out over here, but I was able to get involved again right here. And I'm currently holding a move up to potentially up here as the first target and then up here as the second target. Obviously not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my personal trading journal, but nice to see how that went. If we look at the CVDs for XRP, I wanted to trade XRP because it was showing the most strength to me. See, look, you got that spot bid, persistent spot bid, and finally futures is starting to bid here. You can see even on this move up, spot is leading the move. So that is really good to see. I want to really see some strength from XRP. Just so I can show you guys kind of the spreadsheet I made to keep track of my trades. So traded XRP, right? I took 2 entries, one with $20, one with $16, right? And then here were what those, I put photos of my entries just so I can reference it for the future. So there's the first and the second entry. And then I list off my execution, and then I add comments. Okay, this one was a win. I got stopped out on my first try, but my second try, I did not add that. Stopped out. I got stopped out on my second try, but it ended up being a win, right? Yeah, and the result of it, yeah, I got stopped out right there. But I'm happy I was able to re-enter and get a really good position on that. Comments were good. I felt good doing this. I felt like I followed my rules. I was patient. It's like a good example of the type of trading I want to do. The second trade I did, I did have mixed feelings about it. I could have been a little bit more patient. On the micro time frames, I could have probably gotten a little bit of a better entry here, but it ended up being good, and I can probably move my stop loss to break even for sure now since we broke the highs. Let's quick check open interest for Bitcoin. Oh yeah, so another thing that was interesting is on this move down here, you had a huge increase in open interest, which told me that there were a lot of shorts that were probably entering in here, and obviously they're getting squeezed out right now as price moves up continuously. Another thing that's kind of cool about this price action is that Bitcoin hasn't really it's maintained a very bullish structure, right? You did have a break of structure right here, but if you look at the CVDs, you can see that there wasn't too much of a reason to go down because spot is bidding, right? It looks like it's actually futures that is holding the market down, but now that the base is starting to come up, it's showing that futures is starting to bid a little bit more aggressively, and we should take out that high. Checking my notes a little bit. Oh yeah, this was a very interesting XRP candle where it closed green. You had a huge amount of OI flushed, over 10.3 million contracts flushed, huge amount of negative delta, and it closed green. Okay, taking a closer look, this was a 15-minute candle. Yeah, it was this candle right here, and just really cool. Just cool. This could have been indicative of the bottom, especially with like how much absorption was going there. The fact that the candle closed green here with negative delta, and then you came down, tested the midpoint perfectly there. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. I made note of that. Let's see, just other significant sell volume. Not too much here. Basis trending up here was interesting. Like the basis is trending up, the price is kind of going sideways and almost selling off right here. You can see that it's kind of making lower highs right here, but the basis is going up. So that tells me that typically that means that spot is leading the sell off. But as you can see, spot is bidding right here. Spot is healthily bidding. So that's kind of what I was like, what is going on with the basis? Why would the basis be trending up? And my thought could be that it could be a sell wall in the spot market. There could be a sell wall of some sort in the spot market that is holding the price down and causing the basis to trend up, because if there is indeed a sell wall in the spot market, it wouldn't be reflected in the CVD, because the CVD is just tracking market aggressors and not limit orders. Yeah, but anyways, okay, this video is getting a little bit too long, so that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next update. All right, peace.